Hi everyone, I'm Justin, and welcome to another chapter in Road Choice Clutch Technical Training. This program covers pilot bearing basics, and at the end of the session, you'll know about pilot bearing function, installation, and symptoms of pilot bearing failure. The pilot bearing centers and supports the input shaft into the flywheel. It's pressed into the center of the flywheel and allows the flywheel and input shaft to turn at different speeds. A pilot bearing itself doesn't require maintenance, but it does suffer from wear. It should be replaced at every clutch installation. Here's how to install a pilot bearing. Before placing it in the flywheel, make sure the new bearing fits on the end of the input shaft. If you don't have a driver, install the bearing by tapping around the outer edge of the bearing with a soft material like a brass punch or block of wood. Make sure the bearing fits squarely into the flywheel and can rotate freely. If the bearing seal is damaged before, during, or after installation, discard it and install a new one. Now, pilot bearings feature one of three types of seals. A stainless steel shield has the least amount of grease retention and contamination protection. This type of bearing is not recommended and is not available from Road Choice. Nitrile rubber is a standard style seal, usually black in color, available with and without snap rings. It has better grease retention and contamination prevention, but is susceptible to high temperatures. It's only rated at 250 degrees Fahrenheit. It's also susceptible to certain chemicals due to the nature of the rubber. It's packed with standard grease that's rated at 345 degrees Fahrenheit. Viton is a heavy-duty seal available in several colors, also available with and without snap rings. Now, Viton has the best grease retention and contamination protection. It can withstand much higher temperatures, and it also has a much higher tolerance to chemicals. This seal is packed with high temperature grease rated to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. It's the recommended type of bearing seal for all applications. Now let's talk about what can go wrong with a pilot bearing. When a pilot bearing fails, it no longer allows the flywheel and the input shaft to turn at different speeds. This makes shifting into first or reverse difficult. The truck will creep with the pedal depressed and may make a noise when the clutch is released. Also, a failed pilot bearing can cause excessive wear on the input shaft bearing retainer because the input shaft is still turning while the clutch brake is squeezed against the input shaft bearing retainer. A pilot bearing is a small part that does a lot of the heavy lifting with regard to clutch performance. Now you know why and how to install a new one with every clutch installation. Well, that's it for this chapter. I hope you'll explore the other chapters in this clutch technical training series to make sure your clutch knowledge is up to date. You'll find all the parts information you need at roadchoice.com, and you can always contact us directly with questions about what you've learned here. This is Justin for Road Choice Truck Parts, and I'll see you next time.